Okay, quick little disclaimer. So, please note that the following is not legal advice and is provided for informational and educational purposes only. Investing in securities carries a high degree of risk and can result in the loss of your entire investment. You should consult with a qualified financial advisor or legal professional before making any investment decisions. The information contained in this presentation does not constitute an offer or solicitation to buy or sell any securities or any financial instruments. Any opinions expressed in this presentation are subject to change without notice and should not be relied upon as a recommendation to buy or sell any securities. Please do your own due diligence and research before making any investment decisions. All right, so let's get it popping. You guys hit me with those likes. Let's get those likes going. Hey. Now, if you're new to my stream, if you're new to Curtis G, Passive Income University, I want y'all to understand that my goal and my motivation is to encourage you to invest and to learn a skill that'll help you make revenue or money on the side to complement whatever is going on in your life. So for me, my long-term portfolio, my long-term passive income is investing, but I'm learning and I'm becoming a skilled trader so that I can take the extra money from trading to buy assets that produce more money. So that's my whole goal, and I want to keep that a buck and keep that real with y'all. But now let's take a look at some charts. So what I want to do is just basically a little trading practice, if you will. So we want to go back and back test and take a look at some things. Now, if you got any ticker symbols or anything like that you want me to take a look of, y'all just make sure you just drop it in the chat and we can really get this going. But I want to go back to a random time in the past and kind of back test some strategies and back test some candlestick patterns to give us all just a bit of an idea of how a strategy or a pattern may play out. All right, so we are back to maybe November 7th, and this is a little bit random, but let's see here. All right, let me go back. All right, this is kind of, I don't want to seem like I'm cherry picking this though. I don't want to seem like I'm cherry picking this. All right, so here we got the SPY, which we know is that ETF that follows the S&P 500. This is back on November 10th. We're looking at a 30-minute chart. Now, if this was, hold on, let's see. All right, we can do that. Let me bring this light down a little bit. Yeah, bring it up. Let me bring it up. I don't know, this kind of filter is a little crazy. All right. So here we got the SPY on November 10th. This is the 30-minute chart. Now, this is how I would trade this, right? We see that we had a little bit of bearish sentiment the first hour of the day. Then we had a pretty strong bullish hammer, and then the strong bullish movement. This is back on November 10th. Now, without me knowing or seeing or really remembering how this played out, I would bank on a bullish continuation just on how strong these two candlesticks are. And then we'd also look at maybe a little bit of support and resistance. So we see that it's kind of broken past this resistance. And remember, resistance becomes support and support becomes resistance. But this is for only our newbies only. So if you're new to trading, if you're brand new, drop your questions in the chat. I want to answer them. But I'm just looking back at back testing some strategies. So we're just picking a random date. If you got any random dates that you want me to look at so we could test out some strategies, drop them in the chat. But we're back at November 10th. This is the 30-minute chart on SPY. Now, what I'm looking at is how I would play this. So we had the first hour of the day. Each one of these candles represents 30 minutes of time. And the first hour of the day was bearish. Then we had the strong bullish candle right here that was pushing upward. Then we had it followed by another bullish candle. And so I see, me personally, I see it's broken past the resistance of the previous day. And so I will be looking for a continuation in that bullish move. So basically for the stock to continue to go up. And that's basically what y'all want to continue to do, is to look at stuff like that. So we got messages. We got some messages here. Oh, we got some people that joined. All right. So shout out to you if you joined. Like, I'm all about wanting to give value. So y'all don't be shy. Like, drop your questions and drop everything like that in the chat, because we're going to sit back, chop it up, and just do some investing or do some trading talk. Whether you have investing or trading, just drop the questions in the chat, because the number one thing that I want to do is give value. All right. So what I'm saying is, based off of this setup that I see so far, I would go with a continuation and a bullish move. We see that this strong hammer has pushed up against this bearish sentiment, and then we got a strong bullish candle that followed up after that, and it broke above the daily 50% of the previous day. So now, because we're using TradingView's replay function, let's just take a look at how November 10th played out from a back testing perspective. And then we also see we got full time frame continuity as well. So let's take a look at the full time frame continuity, and let's see how it plays out. All right, so I thought I hit that play button. Let's see how it goes. Seems like it's taking a little bit forever. There we go. All right, so now the replay's playing. We see that it's still bullish. We see that on this day, November 10th, that SPY is trying to make a new high of the day. It reaches that new high. It's climbing. It's in full time frame continuity up. It's going. So we still, look at this bullish move. Yep. Look at that. It's still reaching up, still going up. And then we've got that wedge maker. So we might expect for it to hit this red line and maybe bounce down and reject, but it's still going up for the day. So this is for the noobs only. You know, if you have any questions about options trading, stock trading, anything like that, please drop your questions in the chat, because we're taking care of the noobs. It's all about giving value to the noobs today. And we see is just continue to be bullish. This was an extremely bullish day in the market for the SPY. So you guys check that out and peep that. But if you want to backtest any strategies, if you have a random date, drop a random date in the chat. I'm going to be going back and just testing out how I would do it. So the best way that this works out is if y'all give me the random dates. If you give me a random date, it doesn't look like I'm cherry picking what's happening. So I need y'all to do that in the chat for me. But like the live. Show your boy some love. All right, now let me go ahead and let me see if I can stop this, and let's choose another random date and a random ticker too. I'm gonna go with Google, and let's go back and let's peep some different dates. I'm gonna see if I can go back pretty far. Let's go back pretty far on this. Let's check it out. On how I would trade this. This is trading for the noobs. Trading for noobs. Y'all give me some likes. Y'all drop some likes. All right. Let's see how we're doing. Let's see how it's going. So I just need like a random date. I don't know when to stop, but let's keep going. This stuff is running just a little bit slow. Let me see if I can close some apps. Let's see if we can close some apps. Let's close some apps. Got this iMac. All right. Let's see here. I want to move this. Maybe I can move this to like right here. That's kind of gnarly. That's funny. Let's check it out. So if you're in the live, show your boy some love. Share this live. I want to give y'all value. So make sure that you are sharing. You're dropping your questions, because the best thing that I can do is answer questions when it comes to trading and investing. I'm kind of waiting for this TradingView to catch up. It's really lagging right now. Super lagging. So we're just waiting for this to go back and land on a certain spot. And I'm going to close my eyes. Hold on, let me hit this replay button. And let me choose a random place so I'm not cherry picking, and stop. All right, let's see where we're at. Okay, so we got the replay going on. This is trading for our noobs out there, so noobs only. If you're not a newbie, this isn't for you. But now we've got spot, or this is Google. We're looking at GOOG, we're looking at Google, and we're back to September 12th of this year. And now this is the 30-minute chart, which means that each one of these candles represents 30 minutes of time. So if you're looking at one of these candlesticks or candle bars, it represents 30 minutes. And remember, if it's a bearish bar, meaning that the price went down, that means it opened up at the top and then it dropped down and it closed at the bottom. But if it's a bullish bar, that means it opened up at the bottom, it increased in price, bullish means going up, and then it closed at the top. So here we are looking at September 12th, and we've got the opening day with the market opened up pretty bullish, and then it had a bearish sentiment, some more bearish sentiment, and then we had this green hammer indicating a little bit of bullish sentiment, but then we had a shooting star opposing that bullish hammer back to back on the 30-minute chart. So if I was to trade this, if I was looking at this, and we're back at September 12th, 2023, do me a favor and drop random dates or random ticker symbols in the chat so I can give y'all value. I don't want y'all to think that I just cherry picked these dates or these ticker symbols. But if it was me and I was getting ready to trade this based on what I'm seeing right here, it being at the bottom of this wedge, we're looking at the 30-minute chart, I probably would be a bit bullish. Now, there's a couple things you might want to assess, like the volume, how much is volume coming through, price action, things of that nature. Let me go ahead and change the speed on this just a little bit. And like I said, I would take a bullish approach to this. Now, me personally, knowing my strategy, I would have entered in on this candle right here. Let me change this crosshair to, let's see if the dot works better. Well, I don't know why I didn't change to a dot, but basically where the crosshair is right here on my screen, this would have been my signal candle, this hammer, and then I would have entered bullish. So I would have bought calls here. And I kid you not, like, had the price reached up to where it is at the top, I probably would have sold, took my profits and left, because I am a scalper. So scalpers, for those of us that are new, are people that get in and out of trades in what I would say less than an hour. That's what scalpers do. So scalpers do trades less than an hour. They're in and out. Day traders might get into a trade in the morning and then get out of it in the afternoon. Swing traders are anybody who holds a trade overnight, anywhere from a few days to a couple of weeks to even months at a time. Those are swing traders. And then to me personally, anybody who holds a trade or a security or anything like that more than like 5 months, 6 months, you're pretty much investing, especially when you get to the 1 year mark. You become an investor at that point. But going back to the play at hand, so we're looking at a Google chart that's at the 30-minute, and I would be bullish on this sentiment right here for a couple of reasons. We're down at this support level. We have a bullish hammer, and let's just play it out to see how it goes. And it all depends on when you would take profits or when you would get out. But let's see if overall we would be successful for bullish sentiment for September the 12th, 2023. So now we got it playing. This is Trading Views. Replay. All right, so we had a little bit of bullish. It's turning bearish now. Ooh, it's a bit choppy. It is a bit choppy. It is a bit choppy. And at here, I probably would have had a stop loss and I'd be out. So it was a bit bearish. We did come down. But if you're a scalper, you have potential to make profits. If you were trying to go long, to like really go crazy and maybe be a little bit greedy, you probably would have been stopped out or lost money. So that's one way to look at that. And then you could go back and see what was wrong with this play in terms of being a day trader. So I'll pause this. And what we see is this constant retesting, right, of the support level of the daily low from the previous day. We have this constant retesting. So you guys give me some likes, hit likes on the chat, share it please. Even if you just, oh, I got a rose, good shout out. Hey, yo, shout out to my boy MAHD Mod. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining. So right now we're just doing some trading for noobs. This is for the absolute noob beginner. This is for the absolute noobs. So if you are not a complete newbie right now, then a lot of this stuff might be a bit like basic or rudimentary or elementary level for you. But we're going back and we're choosing random dates. So give me a random ticker symbol or a random date, because I don't want to seem like I'm cherry picking any of these. I want to give y'all absolute value on how I would trade something. Like I said, I'm a scalper, so I definitely could have been profitable on this trade. But if you're a day trader and you were trying to take this trade to the end of the day, you probably lost money or got stopped out to some degree. It wouldn't have been a successful trade. So you guys give me, all right, so we got a comment here. Yes, anything on Palantir, PLTR, that is Perry, Larry, Tom, and Roger, analytics and AI specialists. So we're going to check that out from Mocha Ray. So let's go take a look at Palantir. We're going to look at it first from a trading perspective, and then we'll look at it from an investment perspective. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. All right, so let me go and find Palantir, PLTR, and we are using TradingView. Now I'm going to go super basic here for the noobs. This is the Palantir chart. This is the 30-minute chart right now. Palantir is currently at $17.37 a share. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Okay, so if I was to just look at the previous day based off of my strategy, I would have waited for my setup to occur, which would have been right about, let me move this over, right about here. This indication right here is a bullish indication to me. So I would have took this signal and then I would have entered calls here. But this is where I would have been successful. As a scalper, I don't need that much. I only need 3%, 5% on my trades. So I would have entered in on this candle, this next one on the 30-minute chart, got my 3%, 5%, exited out and been good. You could have played it a little bit longer up here to get a little bit more money. But you want to be careful of greed, because then it starts to drop down, it pops back up, and then we have this sharp drop down. So that's one of the benefits. I'm not saying that scalping is the best style. You got to find the style that works best for you. Scalping versus day trading versus swing trading versus borderline investing. But as a scalper, I definitely would have had the opportunity to make money on a quick scalp right here. My average winning trade is about 10 minutes. So based on my trading journal, when I analyze it, if I'm in a trade for 10 minutes or less, it typically is a winner. If I hold a trade for more than 10 minutes, there's an indication that something's not going right and that I'm losing. But that's just from the perspective of a scalper. So I need a random date now. Give me a random date. All right, we got CrowdStrike. We got CrowdStrike as well. But what I'll do before we move on from Palantir, I want to just test out, the way that I would trade something. I'm trying to do it so I don't cherry pick. So I'll move it like this so I don't see what the price is doing and I don't see any of the candles. All right, we got some candle there, so I'm going to move it until I don't see any candles again. One more time so I don't see any candles. Once I don't see any candles on the screen, I'll do the playback and we'll test out my strategy. Okay, so Palantir, of course, is all in the mix. Y'all drop some likes, share this live. I see you, Mocha Ray. I'm going to take a look at CrowdStrike next, but I just want to test out my trading strategy, do some back testing with y'all, and then you can get an idea of me giving y'all value. And of course, join Passive Income University. We got the Investor Bingo card, and I'm always looking to, show thank you and give thanks to my... All right, here we are. We have no candlesticks, so I'm trying not to cherry pick. I'm trying not to cherry pick anything that's going on. So I'll just do randomly 1, 2, 3, stop. Boom. All right, here we go. So I don't know what's happening next. This is where we got the TradingView replay. And I want to just take a look at what I would do based off of my strategy in terms of a setup. So this is back at August 15th of this year. So we started off the day. It looked a bit bearish. We've got this shooting star pointing down and even more bearishness on this red candle here going down. Then we had somewhat of a bullish reversal, a little bit of bearishness, but it's still overall bullish. We got another shooting star, but we got some bullish sentiment going against it. Now, I don't see anything here. So the first thing I would do is turn on my indicators that I like to use the most. So I'm going to turn on the 50% rule indicator. And so what this indicator does is it takes the previous day, the high of the previous day. So we'll slide this over. It takes the high of the previous day. it picks out where the 50% mark is, and then it picks out the low of the day. So that's one kind of indicator that I use with my trading. Let me bring this in. Hold on, y'all. And then the next thing I'd turn on my indicators, and I don't want to seem like the type of person that uses like a bunch of indicators, but I'm just showing y'all my methodology and my strategy. I turn on the daily, weekly, and monthly year open. So this is going to tell me where it opened up on the day, on the month, the year, and all that kind of stuff. Then I'm going to turn on the wedge maker. And then the biggest one that I use most of the time is the Strat Assistant. So if you haven't learned the strat yet, we can get into that if you want to know it. This is all for the newbies. This is for the noobs. So let's just take a look. All right, so now I got my primary indicators on that I normally would use to help give me some guidance on how I would trade. So we see that we're looking basically at Palantir on August 15th compared to August 14th. And so we see that it bounced off the daily 50%. Remember, it's the daily 50% is based off the previous trading day. So the 50% is right in the middle of where this stock traded. Let me move it over a little bit. Let me kind of squish it in so we can see it. All right. So the daily 50% is based off the previous trading day. Where was the 50% mark? And we can see that Palantir is bouncing off of that level. But now right here, we've got the high of the previous day as well, which is this top white line. And we see that Palantir is kind of approaching it. And we've got this kind of reversal, right? And remember, I like to trade on the 30-minute chart. So we've got this shooting star met with, look at where my crosshair is on the screen. We've got this shooting star met with a little bit of bullish reversal, and then a stronger bullish reversal with this hammer. But over here on the right, we don't have full time frame continuity up. So it's a little choppy right now, to be honest with you. It's a little choppy, but if I had to make a trading decision, I would probably go still bullish, at least for the next candle. So me as a scalper, if the candle ends bullish, then I take that as a win. If it ends bullish, then I'm going to take it as a win. So let's just see. Let's do a play, and let's see how we do. All right, I hit play on TradingView. We've got bearish. Oh, we've got bearish sentiment. So this would hit my stop loss, and I would be stopped out. And we got the end of the day. So this right here would have been a lesson. Now remember, when it comes to trading, you got to think in probabilities. So your trading edge, your trading strategy isn't going to work 100% of the time, which is one of the hardest concepts for people to kind of absorb and understand and digest when it comes to trading. So this, I would have got stopped out. If I would have entered into calls on this position, at some point, I like to have my stop at around a 10% loss. I would have got stopped out, which is done, which is fine. But what's one thing that we could look at that would have signaled to us a potential reversal to teach us a lesson? Well, we see that it rejected off of the daily open, which is this green line right here. That's the indicator that I used. The daily open says, hey, we might get some resistance here at this daily open if it doesn't break a new high. Now, depending on where I entered, well, even if I entered it at the best possible position, it still would have been a stop loss. But that's one indication that would have told you, hey, you're going to see some resistance. You're going to see a little bit of a bounce back, or the trade will go against you. Now, let's compare that to the previous day. So on the previous day, we even got, if you want to define it as that, a little bit of resistance in this area too. And remember, for new traders out there, resistance becomes support and support becomes resistance. So trying to make an on the spot decision is a bit tough for us scalpers, because there's a lot of information that you got to analyze and synthesize to make a profitable trading decision based off of your strategy. All right, so appreciate y'all for joining. I appreciate y'all for joining. We did have a request to take a look at CrowdStrike, but I also want some dates. I also want some different things like that. So you guys just drop dates, drop things like that in the live in the chat. I appreciate y'all.